Hey everybody, I'm Brad with Still Rights, and today I'm going to show you the very best way to drink bourbon. Now I know just saying that is going to ruffle some feathers because there's some people with some really strong opinions about how bourbon should be enjoyed, and I get that. But before this video is over, I will show you without a doubt the very best way to drink bourbon. Now before I get to the very best way to drink bourbon, I'd like to show you a great way to drink bourbon. And again, I'm going to ruffle some feathers because I'm going to show you a bourbon cocktail. And a lot of bourbon people say, never waste good bourbon in a cocktail. I got to disagree respectfully. I love a bourbon cocktail, especially this time of the year. I'm going to show you a cocktail that's just great this time of the year using bourbon. And this cocktail I'm going to show you is a bourbon mule. And again, I'm going to ruffle some feathers because a bourbon mule has to be this and it has to be that and should be this and should be that, whatever. I'm going to show you a quick, easy bourbon mule that I just love. First rule I'm going to break, a bourbon mule is supposed to be made in a copper cup. Today I'll be making it in a red plastic cup. So that's how we're going to start with the rules and regulations on mixology. But this bourbon mule, of course, I'm going to start with Still Rights straight bourbon whiskey. Still Rights is a wheated bourbon, 90 proof, made handcrafted right here in Fairborn, Ohio by our head distiller, James. Aged right here on site for just under 6 years. Now this is a very bold, wheated bourbon in my opinion, and it makes an absolutely great cocktail. So I'm going to start with about 1.5 ounces of the Still Rights straight bourbon whiskey. From there I'm going to take about 1/4 of a lime. I'm going to squeeze that in there, the whole 1/4 of a lime, drop that in. Then I'm going to top that off with some ginger beer. Give that just a little stir, and there you go. A bourbon mule, a fantastic cocktail at this time of the year. Again, uses Still Rights straight bourbon whiskey. A great way to drink bourbon. Now, is it the very best way to drink bourbon? No. The very best way, well, it looks like I'm out of time for this video segment. So, guys, tune in next week, and I'll get straight to the very best way to drink bourbon. Until then, share some love. Introduce somebody to Still Rights straight bourbon whiskey. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next week.